Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I, the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole King, DL, Lord Frey, Grim Clover, Internet Blood Sports, and the upcoming Jaw of the Dragon. So, the newest Nintendo Pretendo conspiracy, the newest thing to complain about is the free updates will be added. That's the big thing that people are speaking about now. I'm seeing people like putting those specific words into like video titles and like um, saying those words with like the most utter contempt in their voice. I've been seeing like a lot of people talk about this, and that seems to be like the hot button topic of 2022. How dare Nintendo release new updates, free updates for their video games? Why can't they just release the content on the cartridge? And it's so goofy, right? It's so ridiculous because really, real talk, what exactly has changed over the past several years, right? They've been updating, like, they've been giving minor updates to all sorts of things for all sorts of reasons. Like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I think, had, you know, uh, fast travel map to a new button when they updated that for the first time, right? That game had some notable changes, like from launch day to like what it ended up becoming. Games like Breath of the Wild 2 had, I think they had a free update. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had free updates, right? And I think 200cc was a free update. Uh, this isn't new, okay? ARMS had free updates. Animal Crossing has had new updates. Like, this isn't a new thing, right? Like, all Nintendo is doing when they say free DLC will be added, updates will be added. What exactly is the phrasing? Free updates will be added. All Nintendo is doing when they're saying that is telling you that you don't have to pay for this content, right? So new content in Mario Strikers, a lot of that's coming for free. We don't know if it's all of it. They might announce an expansion pack later, but we don't know for sure. But we do know that like free updates are coming, right? We do know that. We knew that about ARMS. We knew that about Animal Crossing. We knew that about Splatoon. We knew that about everything. The thing is, though, and the thing I've noticed is that the conspiracy seems centered around the Mario sports games, right? I see people like complaining about like lack of characters, lack of a story mode, lack of this or that, like, and I'm just like kind of scratching my head, like, bro, it's a fucking sports game, okay? Sports games are not AAA content. They don't need a bunch of content, right? Because the appeal is that you're playing a sport that you'll play over and over and over again, just for the fun of it, right? Like, there's no reason to have a bunch of content in sports games, and I think Nintendo has realized that over the years that like the sports game audience are so brain dead and so retarded that they'll keep buying sports games even though it's the same exact thing over and over again, right? So we've seen this with Madden, we've seen this with FIFA, we've seen this with like uh, baseball, like hockey, everything. Like, it's not a problem. The lack of content in Mario Strikers is not a problem with Nintendo. It's a fundamental problem with the sports game genre. In that, the reason there isn't a lot of content is because like sports games players aren't interested in a bunch of content. They just want to play their fucking sport. And I think that's really all that Mario Strikers Battle League needed to be. I am not into Battle League. I don't particularly enjoy it. I think I'm done with the game already. It's not going to be like one of my favorite games of the year. I but even I am just like, but this is the same thing as the first two games, right? Like, it's not a content issue for me. For me, it's like a gameplay issue of just being like, oh yeah, playing the same sport over and over again isn't that fun, you know? If I want to play a sports game, I'll play something better, like Nintendo Switch Sports. Like, Battle League just isn't appealing to me, and I think that's a big problem with the Pretendo community when it comes to like Mario Strikers in particular, is that like they really built this IP up to be something it wasn't, right? Like, people made these games sound like they were like this cool badass alternative take on Mario, but in reality it's just a soccer game with Mario characters. There's nothing like particularly noteworthy about any of them. They're just Mario Strikers games with an edgier aesthetic, and that appeals to some people. And um, I think when it comes to Battle League, it's another Mario Strikers game. There's nothing particularly low quality about it. It's just a soccer game. And I feel like people aren't able to bring themselves to face that.